So this is the camera that has saved my creativity. No, not that one. Yep, that's the one. This is the Fujifilm x100F. I got this camera a little less than a year ago, and let me tell you, this is a fun camera. Now, I've used a lot of cameras over the years, but none of them have made me want to shoot like the x100F has. Looking at just the specs, it's not the most impressive camera out there, but from my experience, it's one of the most fun and enjoyable cameras to use. First, let's talk about the size. This camera is small, like throw it in your pocket kind of small. This is super important as you won't mind carrying it around all day, which is huge when it comes to taking photos. Although it is small, it doesn't feel like a cheap toy camera as it has a pretty solid build. And then there's the actual design of this camera. Like, this camera looks like it was pulled straight from the 1960s in like the best way possible. By far one of the best looking cameras I've ever seen. Being in school and all, I honestly haven't used this camera in a while. I think the last time I shot on it was maybe 4 months ago on a trip me and my brother went on to Maine. But to be honest, this is a very good example of why you would want a camera like this. So because I was traveling all the way across the country, I didn't want to bring or pack a huge camera setup. Since we're going to do a lot of walking and hiking, I kind of wanted something that wouldn't weigh me down or get in the way. So I literally took this camera and just shoved it in my pocket and got to take some pretty amazing photos because of this compact setup. Now let's talk about the lens. The x100F comes with a fixed focal length lens that kind of looks like a 35mm full frame equivalent. This means no zooming in or out, which trust me, you kind of learn to appreciate. But for me personally, I really like how it kind of resembles a disposable camera, which kind of hits home for me because I had a huge disposable camera phase that costed me a lot of money, I'm not gonna lie. But where the x100F and other Fujifilm cameras really shine is their film simulations. Fujifilm has baked in some of these gorgeous profiles in order to mimic some very popular film stocks. In other words, it makes your photos look kind of vintagey, which apparently is trendy now. And the best part is, no need to spend hours in Lightroom tweaking colors. You get that beautiful film look straight out of the camera, which has made my photography feel a lot more spontaneous and less technical, which is honestly huge for someone like me. With other cameras, I would constantly think about changing settings, tweaking exposure, and just making sure I had the most professional look possible. But with this Fujifilm, I can pretty much just mindlessly shoot whatever's happening. It gets to a point where I turn all my settings on auto and just shoot away. So at the end of the day, the Fujifilm x100F isn't a professional camera by any means. It's not full frame, doesn't have the best autofocus, but honestly, for me, that's not why you buy this camera. You buy it because it makes beautiful photos with a super fast turnaround. It makes photos feel fun, easy, and creative again. I'm not thinking about settings or gear. I'm just trying to capture the moment. So if available, I highly recommend you buy this camera or any camera like it. Thanks for watching, and comment if you want to see more content with this camera.